Good morning, I'm Chip.
Hey, good morning, I'm Steve.
And this is
Chip's Garage.
We are so excited today, buddy.
Look at it, goosebumps.
Yeah.
I know.
We're out and we're gonna start doing some videos, not every week, but we are gonna start doing some videos out visiting car shows, the drag strip, different hot rod related things, that kind of stuff. So today we're at the Rod Shop in Hudson, Florida. And we've actually, you know, my son's truck, the 49 Ford, they actually did all the work putting that truck back together, did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, and Glenn, I've known for over 20 years.
Yeah. Glenn's an old time, drag racer. We'll meet him here in a minute. And,
don't tell him old. Don't tell him old.
No. Anyway, let's get in here. Let's get going.
Go in.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this. Yeah, come on in. Hey.
Welcome.
Yeah, here's Cody.
Cody.
He's the owner.
How you doing?
Of the Rod Shop. And here's Glenn. He's the old school hot rodder we were talking about. I didn't call you old. Old school hot rodder. And Steve, look who's here.
And Kelly.
Hey guys.
And tell you, who are you, Kelly?
Hey, I'm Kelly from Nature Coast Cruising, a car culture magazine here in town. And these guys have kind of taken me under their wing and adopted me.
Yes,
so.
yes, we have.
Yeah, we see her everywhere.
Oh, we love having her.
Awesome.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I always tell everybody, once you're with us, once you're family, that's it. It's no one doing that, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Glenn, I met over 20 years ago at a party, my friend's party, and I always loved his hot rods. He's got the Nova wagon, but he has this 32 coupe that he built himself, the body. And,
30.
Yeah.
1930.
30, okay.
And you used to drag race the wagon, right?
I bought it as a drag car.
Yeah. I met Glenn through buying wheels, right? That's the first time we met, right?
Yes.
Yeah, when I bought some wheels from, I still have those
This
wheels.
man
I
has
raced with
so
him.
much knowledge. Don't tell him I said it, but he has so much knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, he used to work for Federal Mogul, what's it? Or,
Yes.
Yeah.
TRW.
TRW and all that,
Racing division.
He ran the drag strip. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get back into that in a minute. But Cody, why don't you give us an overview of your business, what you do here?
Absolutely. So, welcome to the Rod Shop, 2,400 square foot facility here. We do nothing but work on custom cars every day. We do anything from engine swaps, fabrication, electrical, suspension, plumbing. We build rear ends. We build engines. So anything in that realm, that's what we do every day. You want to give them a tour?
Yeah, in a minute. Let's do a couple other shout outs.
Okay.
And I'll go with Leadfoot City, which we all know is opening here soon.
We're all excited.
And real quick, you guys are actually adjusting your business a little bit to be able to accommodate some of the racers. Am I
Yeah. So we can definitely see it's going to be a popular trend in the local community. Of course, why not?
Yeah.
So we can definitely see it's going to be a more prominent avenue.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're gonna have services available for some of the racers, and so we can get them, because we know how that is, especially if they're running a point season. You got so much time in between. And
we're real excited to see how it's all going to play out. It's going to be great. I think any way you look at it.
Right.
And we're all real excited for it.
Yeah, and they also are going to have a lot of car shows and all that kind of stuff there as well. So again, these guys will be able to help anybody in that area. They do. You're going to see what they do back here.
We're going to get on this later, but you're talking about you're going to be part of Sick Week too. We'll talk about that.
So we
later.
got a '57 Chevy Bel Air. It's registered for Sick Week 2025. We're real excited for it.
We're going to talk about that next.
Yeah, we're going to do an episode on that.
Yep. And the last shout out real quick, FloridaCarShows.com, FLA carshows.com. They have all the shows in Florida, great monthly newsletter articles. It's awesome pictures, so check them out as well. Let's check this out, man.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
We're a small shop, but we do a lot in a little space.
Hey, I'm going to jump in on that because some of you know I was a business consultant for quite a few years, ran my own business. Small shops are the better way to go. And I say that from experience, nothing against any big shops, but in the small shops, there's a lot more personal attention to detail. They have to control their expenses more. They don't really have a choice, right? So small shops, good way to go.
Another thing, you've been here, what, 15 years?
This shop's been here doing hot rods for over 10 years.
10 years, okay.
I've owned it going on almost 3 years.
Okay.
And it's been nonstop since day one.
Yeah, I remember the old owners, the other owners. Yeah, those guys. Very nice, always nice.
Oh,
always accommodating. Willie and all the other guys.
John.
John
O'Mara.
Yep.
John Omar still works here today. He's
Wow.
actually doing all of our engine building.
Okay.
He's
All right.
amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
knowledgeable
He
guy.
is. He is.
Yeah.
He's been building engines probably longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, and just to
So-
clarify again, because you're saying all this, I mean, is there anything you don't do here? You don't do body and paint.
We don't do body and paint, and we don't do upholstery work.
Okay,
That's
but
the-
everything else you do.
Everything else we
Holy
do.
cow, that's awesome.
And I'll tell you what, the work that comes out of here, I follow them religiously on
Right.
Facebook, and
Right.
I'll tell you what, they do awesome work.
Well, they take a lot of pride in it.
We
have
hold a very high standard.
Yep.
Our motto is "Rides done right," and
Yep.
we stand behind that every day on every car we work on. If they don't want to do it right, we won't do it. You
Good.
know, so
That's good.
it's the only way to look at it for us. you
Let
know,
your
we-
competitor have those guys.
They can take it. Yeah.
Come on, let's get on the shop. Let's
Yeah,
get out
just
there. Let's
yeah,
go.
show us. I mean,
So this is a in-house build. This is a 383 Mopar. It's actually for Seth's
could we take the
65.
cover off it just for a
Yeah,
second,
absolutely.
just so the viewers, because there's some cool stuff going on here with the
Yeah, it's-
Trickflow Heads. I see right away.
It's definitely a very nice
Wow.
piece.
Aluminum rockers.
Should make every bit of 550 with this combination at the crank. It's what's the final cubic inch, Glenn?
394 cubic inch.
394.
394.
All forged pistons, rods, factory forged crank. Very nice cylinder head package.
Yeah.
Cam shafts from Trickflow.
Look at the aluminum work. Look at that. Look at
And
this.
and that's going in his 65 Plymouth Belvedere 4-speed.
Yeah, he said he's putting 4-speed. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, y'all better watch out for that one.
Yeah.
He's a wild man.
Good.
good,
Good.
And then we do a lot of blueprint crate engines as well. This is one that's going in a 72 El Camino. This is a 410 horsepower 383 stroker.
Wow.
And this one is actually built out to make those numbers on 87 octane,
Wow.
Really?
which is pretty impressive.
That's
Yes.
real impressive.
So that's real good numbers on low octane.
Yes.
As we all know, fuel pretty pricey for 93. If we can get it to be pretty happy on 87 or even 91,
Point
Um,
this out.
all the better.
Even worse on 110, which is
Yeah.
what I run. It's like
So blueprint engines are top quality crate engines. They're fantastic. We've done a bunch of them.
Where do you get them from?
We actually order through our speed suppliers, our
Oh,
warehouse
speed suppliers, okay.
suppliers. But that's a new block
New
made in
block.
the USA.
Okay.
It's their cylinder heads, their intake. I mean, every part and piece is their stuff
All
made.
machine to precise.
Yep, made in the USA, which we love.
And each and every one of them are dynoed.
Yeah, that engine's
oh,
already
been
been
dynoed.
ran.
With all
Yeah.
of the all of the data on the engine, how much power, how much torque. You get all the graphs. You have a warranty, 3-year warranty, and of course we honor all of that and put in nothing but the pen grade oils, which protects everything. These are all hydraulic roller motors. They're
How many horse-
fantastic.
Yeah.
How much horse again, Glenn?
This particular one on the 87 octane
8700.
is 410 horsepower and well into the mid 400s on torque. So it's going to scoot.
Yeah. One thing he brought up was everything's dynoed,
Yes.
and that shows
Yeah.
really again the quality and the attention to detail that they put in. Don't put a new engine in your car not dynoed. It's just silly.
Yeah,
right?
it's already been ran, leak
Yeah.
tested.
Right.
They test everything before it goes out the door.
Right.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So you know you're putting in a quality piece.
Yeah.
What do they torque it up at? I mean, what's the RPM at?
They run at like 6,000 out the gate. I mean,
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I see you have a T-shirt here, just so people
Yep.
know, right? You have any other thing, hats or anything that you guys sell? Just
Currently, we just got shirts we sell.
okay.
Yep.
And they can find you guys online, right?
Yep,
What's-
it'll take us to our Facebook page. If you do an internet search, we
How
go
can
to,
they find you? Just
the Rod Shop at Facebook.
okay.
Yeah, Facebook, that's how I
notice
go
in.
notice
Yeah.
real quick, it's SHOPPE, just so you know.
In
the
Hudson,
Rod Shop.
Florida. There's a couple other ones, but go to Hudson.
And we have
Right.
an Instagram page as well.
Okay.
It pretty much follows suit with our Facebook page, but Facebook's our primary way of staying
Yeah.
up to date.
Yeah, good, good.
So
Check 'em
moving
out.
on, this is a
Ooh, this is the room I like the best. It is.
I love it all here.
So this is a parts room / engine assembly room. We do a lot in a small space, like I said. We got multiple engines in different stages. This is a 390 FE. we're building out for a local fellow with an F100 truck.
Okay.
It's getting a full Edelbrock top end package, so it'll be a really nice piece.
Now, do you guys do any machine work here or no?
All machine work's done by Scotty's Racing Engines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Local.
Oh, good.
He's fantastic
He
at
is.
what he does.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
He takes care of us real well.
Yeah.
And then what we're actually going to be doing here soon is we're going to be offering some in-house, ready-to-go LS packages.
Okay.
We got parts and pieces to make a really good combination, and we're going to try and keep it budget friendly.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that's a 5.3. We're going to overbore it to a 5.7
Yeah.
and offer a package that should make, every bit of 400 horsepower.
Everybody knows this channel is about keeping the car culture going.
Yep.
We don't profess to be know-it-alls, and I think you'll agree with this, Cody. Nobody knows it all, right?
No, sir.
There's a lot going on, but what he's talking about here is making this financially friendly
Yes,
for
sir.
people to be able to get into this culture, right? Whether it's a hot rod or a semi-race motor, whatever it is
Yeah.
you want. They do it all. You do it from one extreme to the other,
Yep,
right? You
yep.
do like full-blown race motors.
Not
to-
everybody needs a $20,000 engine.
Right.
Right.
400 horsepower is awesome in a street car.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to try and keep it affordable, but quality parts, quality pieces, all the right machine work, something that you can really stand on,
Right.
when you want it.
And I want to point out the difference between this and, say, a crate motor from one of the just big manufacturers or whatever. This is actually a custom built.
Yes.
Hand built, custom built motor.
Yeah.
Big difference between that and a generic crate motor from
Right.
offline, right?
Yeah. Currently, like this setup here, we're looking at doing a factory crank, forged piston, Gen 4 rods,
Okay.
which are very high strength factory rod. We're going to do not sure on camshaft selection yet. The cylinder heads will be factory. I think that's 799 heads.
Yeah.
Probably end up with like a 10.5 compression,
Okay.
which will be pretty good on the street for
Yep.
an NA combo.
Yep.
We're going to top it with probably like a LS6 intake manifold.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for everybody. It
Yeah,
makes great
all
power
around,
all
yeah.
over.
Good torque.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna offer that. That's coming soon,
Right.
And we're gonna advertise that pretty good. And it might be used for different. It might be used for in-house swaps or a customer who just needs an engine.
Yeah.
We're gonna find what the market wants. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, that's good. And here's the thing: they can custom build whatever you want. So you can have
Exactly.
your own specifications and desires and use for whatever you want. They can build it for you.
Yep.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What age range do you see bringing your cars in here? You see more younger bringing it in?
Common
More younger?
higher average is like 60 to 80.
Okay. Okay.
But we are starting to see the progression of 40, 50-year-old guys that have
Great.
done well in their
Yes.
life, made good money, own businesses or whatnot. We're starting to see them come into play
Good to
and
hear.
really play hard.
Yeah, Glenn was saying that earlier. We
Yeah.
were talking at the front desk, which he sees that, and we like to see that. Get the younger people, the women involved,
Absolutely.
right?
You gotta-
Let's keep this thing going,
Yep.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
wow.
I'll let you meet my guys. We got Casey Hayes.
Casey?
He does fantastic work. He's awesome at what he does. And
Hi,
we got-
Casey.
What are you working on, Casey?
Suspension.
Ah.
Building.
What are you doing exactly?
We're rebuilding the front control arms and the full rear suspension on this 75
Look,
Firebird.
you got to look at the paint on this, and they brought it in, and now they're going to do all the mechanical to it. But I've been blown away by just looking at my reflection in the quarter panel. But also, you can see what else they do, all the mechanicals to it and everything. Clean it up. They put all bearings, everything, bushings, everything, and
Yep.
that's critical when you're doing a car because you don't want to put
Nope.
a nice
So,
paint job, a lipstick on
It's
a
like
pig.
he was saying, it's a full restoration
Right.
project. He's doing it for his wife. We are going front to back. We're touching everything. It will be like a new car
Yeah.
when we're done.
Yeah.
Let's just show the viewers all the way up underneath here and just really see what they're talking about. Because again, and Cody said this, if they're going to do it, they're only going to do it right.
Right.
So, and that's the way to do it. You can't afford in today's world with the cost of everything and so on, to do it wrong. If you do it wrong one time or do it cheap one time and it doesn't work out, it ends up costing you more
Yeah.
than if you would have done it right to begin with. Am I right on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
so.
next we got Seth Kirby. He's
Hey,
great
Seth.
at what he does as well, and he'll give you a little tidbit on what he's
What
doing.
do you specialize in?
Redneck engineering.
I love redneck engineering. Yes, we got to
Yeah, I
keep
see
it
all those
alive.
wires cut under there and taped
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
So what are you
it's
working
looking
on?
Good.
S10 came in,
Looks
didn't
good.
run good, sounded bad, rocker arms fell off the pedestal.
Really?
And,
Wow.
Phytech fuel injection system that never did quite work right. So they decided to go with the tried and true Edelbrock VS2.
Yeah, let me ask you that question because I about 50% of the time I hear that the EFI doesn't work right, that people have problems.
So I'll give you the short rundown on it. Sniper 1, when it came out, could be a fantastic product. It just had a lot of quirks. Sniper 2, they rectified a lot of the issues that they had. They work a lot better. Problem, I think, mostly with all that is they market it as bolt-on EFI system, self-tuning, and everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be just like my 2024 car I drive every day.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case. They're going to still have a little quirks and be a little funny in some respects. It's not going to be like your new Honda, Accord,
Right.
It's going to be a little different.
So you really need like a shop, right, to
Yeah.
get those programmed in properly? Am
Yes,
I saying
sir.
that right?
The install, it really, there's a lot of specifics on it that
Yeah.
if you don't do or overlook, can hurt you.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
The install really has to be done by the book right. There's no skipping anything.
Yeah.
So it will work when you do it right.
The Sniper 2, when it's right, when it's working, they are
It's
fantastic.
fantastic,
The
yeah.
throttle response is insane. Cold start's great. The idle's great.
Yeah.
They just run fantastic.
Cool.
So-
Awesome. So what is this truck used for? Is this just a street?
So this is
Rod?
actually a local fella, Vietnam vet. He's not with us anymore. He passed away earlier this year.
Sorry to hear that.
And long story short, his grandson is the one who drives it now.
Okay.
And he really enjoys driving it. So now we're going to get it to a point where it's reliable, it runs right, and when he wants to, he can go out and just drive it, enjoy it, and that's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Yeah. So it's sort of a street hot
And
rod.
he's a younger man.
Yeah, he's about in his 30s.
Okay,
Good.
good. Good to
Oh,
hear.
yeah,
I
good
like
to
that.
hear.
Yeah.
So,
Love to hear it. Well, keep up the
Yeah,
good
that's-
work, buddy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
What do we got
this has
going
been
on here?
Chip's Garage.
We've
Yep.
seen this one before.
Beautiful car.
Yep. So this
If,
is
if you haven't got a chance, real quick, make sure you watch the video on this car.
Oh,
it's
it's
a
gorgeous.
really cool car.
yep,
One of the
so
early ones.
Yeah.
Videos.
This is Gary Gray's AMX, as you guys, as they told you, he's been on the show before. We're tasked with the job of doing a clutch in it. Typically, not a big deal. When it comes to the AMC AMX, there's some quirky business that comes along with it.
You're telling us.
We got it figured out. We got parts and pieces coming, so we're going to be getting it back in one piece here pretty soon. So,
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Mr. Gary likes to hit his car shows, and I think he's trying to get to one this weekend. So we're trying to
Yeah.
do what we can.
Now,
for him.
as you guys can see, and as Cody said up front, total full restoration, getting a reliable hot rod driver, and basically a show car. He drives it, but he
Yeah.
basically.
I know.
So again, you can
Beautiful.
see these guys do everything in here. So no matter what you want. Now we're going to do. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this one because we're going to do another video on this one. But do tell us about it a little bit.
So this is our in-house project. This is a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. It's a car we purchased out of a private collection from Roger Williamson, a local hot rod and legend that's no longer with us. Beautiful, beautiful car. It's been stored inside for over 30 years, completely taken apart in a million pieces. So we've been frame off with it, top to bottom, front to back. It's getting fully restored.
Now I want to show the viewers. This car was. I saw it when you first had it. Rock solid.
Yes, sir.
I think one of the best looking rock solid cars I've ever seen at this era. You know, but look at this is always rotted out here and here on these and in here. And you're just going to keep it. Well, we're going to talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll get
talk
more
about
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's beautiful what you're doing. A shop car.
Yeah, this is
sir.
going to be a shop car
Yep.
and specifically built for going to sick, right?
Yeah, so it's not, you know, it's not going to be a full-blown race car. It's going to be it's a street car.
Yeah.
That's what the purpose of the whole build is.
Right.
I want to drive the car daily.
10-second street car?
We're shooting for 11.5. It should
Okay,
do
all
that.
right, all right. That's good. I like it.
We have nitrous to add to
Okay,
it, so
all right.
we'll see what we can do.
Awesome, awesome. What else you got in here, buddy?
So, like we
shop.
talked about, we do a lot of different stuff. We do, you know, full custom stainless exhaust, all TIG welded. You know,
Awesome.
it's hard to find good exhaust shops, so we
Absolutely.
started doing it for people that want something truly custom. When you build a car one-off, you don't want to screw up the exhaust.
Right.
So we'll hand fabricate it front to back, TIG weld it all super sweet, make sure it fits right, you know, dialed in, and
Yeah.
it's not rubbing or clanking on
It's
something.
the deal. You bring it somewhere, and it just you get in and drive home. Knock, 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 knock,
Yeah, we
clank,
don't-
clank, boom,
no.
boom. And they, I'm sorry. You know, they're used to doing production cars. They're not used to doing hot rods.
That's
oh,
right.
that's the best I can do. And,
That's
you
right.
know.
Again, it's worth the money to
Yes,
do it
worth the
right
money for
the
bringing it
first
to you.
time. Have it custom fabricated for your car to get around every little thing.
Right.
Also, it has a lot to do with performance, right?
Yes, sir. So pretty much the horsepower level of stuff these days, everybody wants dual 3-inch pipe. I don't blame them. That's what I want. That's what this is getting. It can be a nightmare trying to route dual 3-inch out the back sometimes,
Yeah.
depending on what you got going on. But we'll spend the time and make it happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, awesome. Go to a custom hot rod shop like this one if you want your exhaust done right. What else you got going on, buddy?
Well, I'm real excited to get into this 57 with you guys. But one thing that not a lot of people talk about is control arms. You know, like the 75 Pontiac Firebird. We were doing a full restoration like we talked about. Every part and piece is getting fully rebuilt. It's going to get all new rubber bushings, ball joints, bump stops. They'll all get repainted, you know, factory satin black. They'll all be beautiful parts and pieces when they're done.
The car looked like it was in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good shape. You can see how nice that is.
Yeah.
Something I like to tell the viewers relating to what you're saying here is the key to really a hot rod, a drag car, any of these kind of custom cars is everything working collectively together. You know, there's a trend today, you buy a Mustang or whatever, and you give it all the horsepower you can, or nitrous, or, you know, turbos or whatever, and I'm good to go.
Right.
And you know, quite frankly, with the Duster, we beat a million of those guys, and their cars are faster than mine. But everything doesn't work collectively together. Can you talk about that for a minute? Because suspension's got to work, right? Your drivetrain has to all match, right? There's a lot that goes into this.
That could be a long conversation, but there's so many parts and pieces out there on the market, and most people don't have the experience to navigate it to truly get what they want in the end.
Well, you look in a book or you call something at somebody, oh yeah,
You
buy
know.
all these parts, and just like, you know, they say carburetor cam kit like
Right.
that, or suspension kit, and put it on and find out what.
Like, if you call a Summit Racing, not that they're not knowledgeable, but they're going to sell you. That's their job to sell.
Right.
Like us, we've seen lots of different parts, pieces, combinations.
Right.
We know what works. We know what doesn't hold up. We know what just flat out
Right.
is junk.
Right.
So we can always help steer people to get what they want.
Right. Again, let's focus a little bit though on the everything working together, the importance of that. So what are the things you look for in that? But it's got to be everything, the right wheels, the right tires. I mean,
It's
right?
everything from
Yeah.
suspension, you know, related to whatever you want to do with the car. If you got a lot of horsepower, you need a lot of brake. You know, you got to be able to
point.
stop.
Right.
Tires are so important. If you've got a car that makes some horsepower, you need a tire that can get it to the ground.
Right.
And equally the same with stopping. You want to be able to stop, so you want to keep contact with the road. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's everything. Every bit of it is important.
Cooling, depending on
Cooling,
where you
everything,
live, right?
everything.
How you drive it.
Nowadays, and you know, it's so hot during summertime. Overheating is a prominent issue we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Some of these big block cars, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You need the biggest radiator, the most fan you can put on it,
Yeah.
just to make it work.
Yeah. Again, and we barely touched on this. We could
yeah.
talk
We could
forever
talk
on making
forever,
the
yeah.
combinations
Yeah.
work. But this is why you go to a shop like this, right? These guys look at every little thing. They're not going to do it unless they can do it right. But they're going to guide you straight. They're going to let you know about all kinds of things that you would never think of.
Yeah.
And trust me, again, that's going to save you a ton of money in the long run. Do it right the first time, but make sure you're educated. right? And-
Wiring is so important.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could spend $500 on electric fans and you wire it wrong,
Yeah.
you're gonna smoke your fans. I mean, it's a lot of people don't think about this, and
Yep.
that kind of falls through with everything. You know, everything has to be right
Yep.
if you want it to live. I mean,
Yep.
parts are so expensive these days.
Well,
You
you
really
know,
want to do it right.
We
you
have a
know?
lot of new school stuff now, and some of the old school guys are thinking about the old way. Let's just wire it up with no
Yeah.
relays or
Oh,
nothing.
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
So,
Duct-
you're right.
Duct tape and baling
Duct tape,
wire.
yeah.
Like some of these electric fans, I mean, we've seen some where you got to have like a 70 amp relay to
Yeah.
operate them,
Yeah.
Wow.
and heavy gauge
Yeah,
wire.
heavy gauge wire.
You know,
It's a big mistake people make.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time, buddy, and I know we're going to do some other stuff here today, but I'm Chip,
I'm Steve.
and I'm Cody.
and this is
Chip's
Chip's Garage.